What up, everyone? Good evening. It's your boy, the Crackhead, and wishing you a wonderful evening. I never had in mind to analyze what is going on in the Nigerian presidency in regards to Atiku Abubakar with his unveiling that the WAEC result, or whatever result the president Bola Ahmed Tinubu submitted to INEC, was a forged one. But the reason I want to talk about this is because in Nigeria, a lot has been going on with the presidency. When Buhari was the president of Nigeria, there were insinuations, or people were saying that the Buhari we had as a president wasn't the real Buhari, that he was a clone. And this time around, this scandal of President Tinubu presenting a forged result to INEC for his presidency is something that I don't think any well-meaning Nigerian should keep quiet about it. I understand that talking about it might put you in trouble. This is why I'm gonna be careful with the words that I use in this video, because I'm not here to say for a fact, because I do not know if Tinubu forged his Chicago State University result, or if he used a fake result, a fake WAEC result to gain admission, or even if he gained the admission in CSU. I'm not to support anybody, but I want to say that these scandals around the presidency of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is too much. How are other countries looking at us right now? If the corruption, if there's scandals from the top in two different presidencies, this is too much. It's enough with one presidency, but the second one, like just after the first one, that everybody was happy, is gone. And then the second set of presidency comes again with a scandal, with a different one that has to do with education. After in Buhari's time, they said he didn't also have a WAEC certificate, and Nigerians were saying even if he had to use a NEPA bill as a certificate, everyone is going to vote for him. That aside, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that people said the Buhari we had as a president was a clone. But about Tinubu, this has gotten so big because when Atiku was interviewed and he was asked if he was going to drop that, because a journalist from the Punch newspaper asked him if he was going to drop it because they heard that it came from the presidency, he should drop the scandal. And Atiku told them that he will only drop it if the Supreme Court gives their rulings and their verdict that he is right or Tinubu is right. That's the only time he's going to drop it. Listen to it for yourselves.
Yes, immediately after the elections, I was told there was a delegation of governors who claimed, they were sent, by the president. But I did not even allow them to get into my house. I didn't.
So will you drop this fight?
I will only drop the fight when the court rules. If the court rules that I am right, fine. If the court rules that he is right, so that's the end of the fight. Because at the moment we are at the Supreme Court, and there is no any higher court than the Supreme Court.
All right, you've heard from the horse's mouth, but that is not the main point of this news today. I read online, actually, from a newspaper in Nigeria, Niger 247 News, how a former Chicago University president to sue Tinubu for forging her signature on certificate. And this news just came out yesterday. I think today is October 6th, right? And this news broke on October 5th. That was just yesterday. This is big. And I'm going to read out the news to you guys, so it's not just going to be the headlines alone. This is not a good time for the embattled president of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, as a former president of the Chicago State University, Dr. Elnara Daniel, said she had concluded plans to drag him to a U.S. criminal court for forgery. The former CSU president, according to some documents cited by Nigerian Concord newspaper, said it was a criminal act for the president of Nigeria to forge her signature on the certificate he is parading. Dr. Daniel said in the document that she has finalized her papers to sue Tinubu, but is only waiting for the institution to release his academic records to the former Vice President of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, tomorrow, Monday, as directed by District Judge Maldonado, before storming the court for her suit against Tinubu. The former Chicago State University president said she didn't sign the controversial certificate which Tinubu presented to INEC during his nomination process last year, noting that she was not even a staff of the institution until 19 years after the certificate was forged. Daniel wondered how she could sign a certificate which was allegedly issued in 1979 when she actually began work at the institution in 1998. She said her plan to press a criminal charge against Tinubu was a result of the pressures by her family, friends, and associates to clear her name from allegations in the media that she was bribed by the embattled Nigerian president to sign the forged CSU certificate. She pressed further in the document that she never had any student by that name Tinubu throughout her stay as the president of the Chicago State University. Guys, this is just too much. I am in no way happy that this is happening to our president. Look, the Bible says, "Touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm." But this brings a question. The person we so-called anointed, were they really anointed of God? Before we start fighting loose battles, let's ask ourselves the question. Because in the end, if our president would happen to face trial in the United States for forgery, because forgery is a crime, our government might not see that as a crime. Worst come to worst, he might be impeached, but he may never be charged for forgery. You listening to me right now, do not take this as a criticism about our president. No, do not take it that way. If there is any way we can, as a people, we should encourage that our government, we should encourage that our courts, whether it's the High Court, whether it's the Supreme Court, whether it's the Heaven's Court, whether it's whatever court we have in Nigeria, this is a time that we should beg our judiciary system to do the right thing, do the proper investigation. It doesn't matter if it's a president. The way our judiciary system treats the common man is the same way we should treat people in power if Nigeria as a republic is to be successful. Inasmuch as wherever this case wants to be taken to, do not just take it lightly because it's the president. Because if you do that, you have failed us all as citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's your boy, the Crackhead. Wish you all the best. Bye for now.